This is Crazy Cabin Fever Cocktails, and this is also the launch of my operation, Get Rid of the Green Chartreuse. Green Chartreuse, what is it? Well, for one, it's that oddball liqueur that you buy one time because you're on a last word cocktail kick, and then it sits on your counter for a year until you finally decide it's time to get rid of it. And number two, it's gross. Don't believe me? We're going to do a little taste test here. We're going to give it a shot. See what I did there? I'm going to pour a shot of green chartreuse and have a little sample, and look at this stuff. It is literally bright green. I mean, this is taking me back to my childhood trauma where parents were forcing me to eat green vegetables, broccoli, asparagus, any of that stuff. I was immediately feeling averse to it because of the color, but I'm a big girl now, so here we go. Oh my God, and that is absolutely awful. Let's make a cocktail out of it. Green chartreuse. Okay, it is also French and very old. This stuff originates from a group of monks that lived in mountains in France in the 1730s, somewhere in there. They developed this green chartreuse and the yellow chartreuse. They both go together, just a different recipe. And what goes in those recipes are 130 different plants and flowers. Now, I do have to hand it to those monk guys. I mean, if you have 130 different plants, what are you going to do with it? Alcohol, because no good story ever started with somebody eating a salad. All right, I have 1.5 ounces of Blanco tequila, 1/2 ounce of the green chartreuse, which is very complex as well. So we're just gonna roll with that complexity element and keep it going in this drink. So I'm doing double dose of bitters. These are the Bitterman's Burlesque, which have kind of a Creole New Orleans cuisine flavor to them. There's a hint of like an absinthe, anise / licorice piece in there. And then I'm also going to do a dose of their Bitterman's. It's chocolate mole, however you pronounce this properly. I don't know. Somebody can let me know who's maybe a little more fluent to the beautiful romantic language of Spanish. So I want to get kind of two tubes full, so whatever that amounts, I'm getting low on these, so I'm trying to eyeball it. But one full dash of each of these bitters, 1/2 ounce of green chartreuse, 1.5 ounces of our tequila. This definitely needs a little bit of sweetness in there, so I have a simple syrup, of course, but this is a Serrano chili pepper syrup. So this is surprisingly spicy. I put 2 full Serrano peppers in with just about a cup of simple syrup to simmer, and the heat really came through. So I'm just going to do 1/2 ounce so it's not too hot, but we're getting a nice kick of sweetness. All right, ready to go. We're going to give this a stir. And for our fancy garnish / presentation element, I have pre-rimmed some martini glasses with a chocolate ganache. Now, I made this ganache with coconut milk and these Laura's hemp chocolate wafers. So this is basically a vegan chocolate. There's no dairy in this, no dairy in the coconut milk, of course, to make this. So we have a vegan ganache, and it's very good. And these hemp chocolates, I used the last of them to make the ganache. So the bag's empty. They've got a little bit of an herbal flavor to them. So it sort of pairs with the elements that we're using in the cocktail. So, hemp chocolates, herbal flavor. You guys can take that joke and run with it. I don't care, but trust me, it works in this drink. All right, so one more time. That's 1.5 ounces of our tequila, 1/2 ounce of our green chartreuse, a full ounce of the chocolate bitters, a full ounce of the burlesque bitters, and 1/2 ounce of our Serrano syrup. We're gonna stir it and strain it into our ganache rimmed martini glass, and here we go. Cheers. It's definitely a different color. It's more of a golden hue. Get a little more of an earth tone here. Oh, this is nice. It is amazing what you can do when you put these flavors together. And that black pepper flavor note that I really get in this particular tequila, it pops as well. So we've got a lot going on. We've got Mexican, Creole, French influence all in one drink. So I am going to dub this Global Citizen. And while it is very tasty, it's also rather strong. So if you want to soften it up a little bit, we're going to make a round 2 and add one more element just to sort of make it a bit easier on the palate. So we'll do one more round of everything. Start with our tequila. And this Casa de Dragones Blanco, this is my favorite tequila. So it's a little pricey, when you're picking it up on its own. So a few of you tequila sobs may be shaming me for mixing it up in a cocktail, but you guys know my motto by now. There's no wrong way to enjoy tequila, whiskey, whatever it is you have at hand, as long as you are enjoying it. So happy to mix it up, and I really do think this combination highlights that black pepper note, which is one of the reasons why I love this so much. Okay, so we're gonna follow this with our bitters. One full dash here and a full dash of the second. And then we'll sweeten it up with our Serrano syrup, and here we go. And the Serrano was basically just the only hot chili pepper that the grocery store had. So if you want to try any other kind of fresh chilies, I think it'll be fine. Serranos have a little bit more mildness in flavor and power on heat, so you could probably get a little extra, I don't know, like a more distinctive chili pepper flavor if you had something available. Now our final element to soften this up is going to be coconut milk. So we use that in our vegan ganache. We're going to do a little bit to extend it into our cocktail, and just a half an ounce. So the creaminess of this is going to round out the mouthfeel. It's going to dilute those other really complex flavors a bit more and just make it a little more, I guess, drinkable is the proper word. Here we go. All right, so we have a very complex sort of around the world sampling number one that I'm calling our global citizen cocktail. And this, with some added coconut milk, is going to be its close cousin. So I will dub number two our Wanderlust cocktail. So here we are, my friends, green chartreuse. We're just going to keep these going until I am at the bottom of the bottle. But until then, we're going to double fist tonight, and cheers.